Will real estate prices drop in 2024? Phenomenal question. My crystal ball says maybe. All right. I really don't see prices falling. I see prices being able to be negotiated. I see people being able to get more for closing cost assistance. I may see them drop a little bit, but I definitely don't see a crash happening. The only reason I see prices dropping, and I don't necessarily want to say I see them dropping, I want to say I see them correcting. Because in 2021 and 2022, the housing markets went up over 20% each of those 2 years. And that's not sustainable. And I think the interest rates staying where they're at is bumping the inventory up. It's giving us more options to negotiate prices. It's giving us more options of homes to look at and not having to settle for. And so I want to say I see prices correcting, but not falling, if that makes sense, right? Um, if if a house should have been in a traditional market without COVID happening, 300,000, but because of COVID, it went up to 400,000. If I see houses dropping down to like 390 or 385 or something like that, I see it as a correction. So, is it semantics? Is it potato, potato, tomato, tomato? That's all perspective, right? So I won't say that you're wrong if you say that prices are falling. Um, I just when I hear prices falling, I immediately think people think that there's going to be a housing market crisis. And we're not going to have a housing market crisis based off of the numerous analysts that I'm looking at, the data I'm looking at, the numbers I'm looking at. I don't see that happening. Now, there could be some other pandemic coming. All I keep hearing about is solar flares, solar flares, solar flares. So I don't know if they're prepping us for solar flares and then that causes disruption and then everything has a crisis. I don't know. But I would say, based off of today's situation, what's going on in the news, right, what I can see, we are having a correction versus a catastrophe. So if you're looking at prices are falling and not associating that with a housing market crisis, I would agree with you. If you're saying the housing prices are going to be like, falling drastically because we're in a housing market crisis, I'd probably say that I don't think that that's the case. I would go back to saying I think they're correcting themselves. So it could be semantics, however you want to look at it, but I that's how I feel.